Episode 224, AI and Environmental Impact.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
One of the most pressing questions of our digital age is, what is the real environmental cost of artificial intelligence, and can we do anything to mitigate it? As AI becomes deeply embedded in almost every sector from business to everyday life, so too does the energy footprint and the broader impact on our planet. So whether you're an AI enthusiast, a sustainability advocate, or just concerned about the technology's role in our world, we have to openly discuss these issues because we're living in an era where AI is here to stay, but so is our obligation to the environment. Hello and welcome back to AI6, the podcast that helps you stay up to date with all things AI in a way that is accessible and hopefully not overwhelming. I'm your host, Joanne Sweeney. So I'm asked this question a lot, and I thought it was about time that I did some deeper research into some potential answers on what is the real environmental impact of AI and how can we justify its use. Often my response is, well, that horse has bolted and AI is here to stay. But as you will appreciate, it doesn't satisfy that big question, and people in my training rooms are very frustrated. So I've gone on a hunt to find out what the research says. An article in TechCrunch reports that supplying AI technology is contributing to the ever-growing environmental challenge. But the article says there's another side to the story. Researchers, technologists, and policymakers are racing not just to understand AI's environmental consequences, but to find smart, practical ways to offset them. From developing energy-efficient algorithms to powering data centers with renewables, and even using AI itself to optimize our response to climate challenges. So, is the path forward about solutions and not just problems? Before I go into the academic research, let's have a look at some of the numbers behind the AI impact. By 2030, data centers could emit triple the amount of CO2 due to AI, equaling 40% of the US annual emissions. AI data centers may consume up to 4% of the world's electricity by 2030. Water use by data centers could reach 664 billion litres annually by 2030, triple today's levels. AI could reduce global emissions annually by 3.2 to 5.4 billion tonnes if focused on sustainability goals. So, the double-edged sword of AI. What does the research say? Well, academic sources confirm that AI acts as both a contributor to environmental challenges and as a tool for sustainability. And here's what some recent studies have found. The Two Tails of AI, a global assessment of the environmental impacts of artificial intelligence from a multidimensional policy perspective. This study analyses the environmental effects of AI, especially its association with increased CO2 emissions in high-intensity use. It highlights the urgent need for cohesive environmental and digital governance and recommends regulatory interventions, diversified energy portfolios, and improved digital infrastructure to offset AI's negative impacts. The next study is titled The Hidden Cost of AI, Carbon Footprint and Mitigation Strategies. So this paper explores how greenhouse gas emissions from AI model training and deployment can be mitigated if renewable energy is used, energy-efficient algorithms are used, and techniques like model pruning and quantization are used. And it stresses the necessity of responsible AI practices to prevent exacerbating climate change. So, your environmental and sustainability So your environmental and sustainable policies should be embedded and front and centre of your AI strategy. The next study is titled Artificial Intelligence's Environmental Impacts, Exploring the Research Challenges. Now, this is very interesting because this study takes a look at what they call red AI. And red AI is the detrimental environmental and energy impacts resulting from the development and use of AI. But these researchers wanted to know, well, how much research has actually been done? Because as we know, research informs policy. So the paper describes the lessons learned and unexpected challenges in identifying a data set of 594 research publications on red AI. Because the research literature compiled in the study encompasses papers published up to March 2024, it only partially reflects the significant increase in attention to red AI that developed after ChatGPT and other generative AI models were made publicly available. So the research is key and we need more of it. The next study is titled Ecological Footprints, Carbon Emissions and Energy Transitions. And this study uses data from 67 countries to show that AI can, in certain contexts, reduce ecological footprints and carbon emissions and accelerate energy transitions if deployed thoughtfully and at scale. The paper argues for data-driven policy frameworks to maximise AI sustainability benefits. And also in this paper, they publish a really interesting table, which is a summary of all national AI strategies that emphasise the potential of AI for environmental carbon emissions reduction or energy transition. So I thought that was really interesting, and I've put that table in to the blog post associated with the podcast. The final bit of research is titled Carbon Footprint Measurement and Mitigation Using AI. So this paper reviews how AI itself can be used to manage and reduce carbon footprints across industries by optimizing energy use, streamlining supply chains, and enabling proactive emission reduction, highlighting case studies and technical frameworks. So while there's no option to rewind and put AI back in its proverbial box, the focus now needs to be on how we use AI more responsibly. So choosing to run AI workloads on renewable energy, designing efficient models and infrastructure, transparent reporting about environmental metrics, policy action and industry standards for sustainability, and bringing attention and conversation to these questions has to be the first step. So as more organisations build sustainability into AI design, the chances are we will have a greener tech future. I have linked all of these research and academic papers in the blog post associated with the podcast over at publicsectormarketingpros.com or digitaltraininginstitute.ie because the blog is published on both of those websites. If you've enjoyed today's episode of AI 6, please share it with a pro that you know. And if you want to get a copy of my book, AI Playbook, check out aimarketingplaybook.ie, or you'll also find it on Amazon. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.